Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about maintaining motivation. So let's get into it. So the question in question is, hi Frederick, how have you maintained your motivation in the later years of your career when you're up against young graduates with very little experience but lots of ideas and enthusiasm? I don't fully understand the question here. I like to think that I understand it, but I don't have a problem maintaining my motivation when I meet people who have a lot of ideas and enthusiasm. I really enjoy talking to these people. These are my people. That's my blood. I have this. I was talking to a coworker about that. We were talking about the differences between cultures and so forth because he is from Egypt and I'm from Sweden, and so we were talking about culture differences and things like that. And I was saying, what I found lovely about talking to him, because he's he's a really nice guy, was that we could agree on something, which was that because he had come here to work because he felt that this was a better place for him to settle down with his family and so forth. And I said that. I don't really think in terms of nationalities and things like that. I'm not saying that I don't have prejudices. Everybody has prejudices, but what I like to say is that my people are smart people. These are my people, and I've never seen a correlation between a nationality and people who have done some thinking and can really see it, like can see a bigger picture. Intelligent, reasonable people. They are across the globe. You can find them everywhere. People with wisdom, people with knowledge, people who are hungry with ideas and wants to, make things happen or create things or so forth and so forth. These people are my people, and that's why one of my personal big things is to learn how to communicate with all these people as well as I can. Learning languages or a universal set of skills. That way I can sort of go where I want to go and meet and connect with people that have something that that gives me strength and energy and so forth. And people that like this is definitely the case. The only time it's difficult, I think, to deal with younger graduates or so forth is when you have people who have a very strong opinion about, how do I put, I imagine it's similar to I would like to say that I've gotten better at it, but I imagine this is similar to how, say, a parent who sees their teenager do some stuff where, like, they warn the teenager and saying you shouldn't be doing that, or your kids or something like that, and they ignore you. You know that you know better, but they don't want to see things your way. That's something that can be very frustrating sometimes when when you're dealing with younger graduates like that and trying to sort of figure out, okay, how do I deal with such a situation without allowing it to get into like a confrontation or something like that, which can be difficult. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I can lose my temper, or like I might get frustrated with someone because I feel like I've shown you this 100 times and now it's 101 times. I understand that it's difficult, but or that they want to really do this thing and they're hell bent on doing it that way, and I can't talk with them in a reasonable way. If I can't reason with them, that might be very difficult. But when it comes to motivation, I think I've said this before as well. I am the worst person to ask about this because I'm not gonna pretend like I have the same level of enthusiasm that I had when I started as a software developer. As I've said to you guys before, it is only a matter of time before some complacency will settle into your life, and that's why I tell people, try to maintain your learning patterns for at least the first 5 years of your career, because those are the very important quality years. People who don't do that can suffer much later in life when you become more and more experienced, because the demands actually just go up. When you're at my level of experience, people usually expect you to do quite well in most interviews and situations and so forth. You're sort of supposed to be able to do most things. And if you haven't got them there because you got too complacent too early, it becomes more difficult for you to be flexible with work options and things like that. There are absolutely people working in lower end companies or companies who don't really know what they're doing, who can still swing being sort of, so with coding, but anyway. Uh, but I think that the way that I've done it is that I genuinely love what I do. I'm the sort of guy who can wake up like on a Sunday and go, actually, I'm a little bit bored right now. Maybe I'll just do refactor a few of the tests that I was working on last Monday or something like that. I'll just do something. Like I'm not gonna. I mean, it's for free. Like I'm not getting paid to do that. It's just something that I enjoy doing. If I don't have a personal project or something that I enjoy working on, and that's the thing. That's the key thing for me. I have this desire to learn more things, to get into things, to understand things, because the best state that I can be in for myself is either relaxing from exhausting myself from learning and becoming something more than I am, or being in that process of building something, creating something, and learning from that experience. That's why I continuously want to learn more and more, and that's where I just I've never really lost that, I would say. And that's the thing that young graduates usually have as well. If they're, in my opinion, good, they're hungry to learn. They're hungry to try stuff out and want to do things. And if you're getting demotivated or like you're not really feeling that, I would suggest to you that maybe the case is that you haven't really found something else. Something that can be very easy to do. And I know, trust me, I know this better than anybody else. It's really easy to say to a person, well, you should just change, just make a change, go and discover yourself, or try something different, quit your job and start your own company, or like these sorts of things. It's very easy to say these sorts of things, and I tell people that it's very difficult to go against what's basically an instinct, to let go of something that is well known, like, you know, a steady job or a steady career or like a stable family situation or whatever, and go and throw that away so you can be challenged again. Because, like, I think a very famous person said that you can either be bored or you can be stressed. You can be one or either. You can't pick both. Because when everything is working and everything's fine, you get bored, and when everything is exciting, there's always some risk involved, and that might lead to stress and so forth. And I think that the key element here is to figure out for yourself what type of areas would be a little bit risky for you, what would be a little bit of a challenge, and explore those areas continuously without necessarily having to let go of everything. So make time for both. Make time for going on an adventure. For me, that might be learning AI programming, for example, which is something I do today. Or like this morning, where I was hell-bent, I'm already decided on that there's so much cool stuff happening in .NET 8 that's coming up, so I'm just gonna go and learn everything about that, because it's super fun, and I'm a Java guy, so I'm basically, it's like I'm switching sides now, but I think that like cool stuff is happening in that area. That's what's gonna work for me. For you, it might be taking a class in, I don't know, embroidering. So what I want you to take away from this is that I maintain my motivation because I genuinely want to learn all the things about software development and IT and so forth. It's not just a job for me, which makes it difficult for me to give you advice on it, because I have this for free. It's like I like to say to people who are vegetarians or so forth. Some of them, I ask them, "Are you a vegetarian due to moral reasons, or is there something else?" And I've only met one who there was this girl. She said, "No, I just don't like meat." And then I poked a little bit of fun at her, and I said, "Well, then you're really not giving something up right." It's like me saying that, you know, I'm a vegetarian. Like if you're saying that you're being a vegetarian due to like the fact that you like meat, yeah, you're sacrificing something. But as I said, it's like me saying that I'm pro I don't know, pro baldness because I don't have any hair. So it's really not much of a choice, right? So to me, it's the same sort of thing, right? I can't really give you advice on something that I have never really experienced at the level where this would be a problem. So when I meet young graduates or like junior software developers, I usually have a swell time with them because I love to help them understand things, usually they actually hook into my energy and they get excited. They want to work with me so that we can learn like something new together. And their excitement, as I like to say, I usually multiply the excitement that I get. So if someone gets excited when I'm about something, I get excited by the fact that they get excited, and then we're like exponentially becoming more excited, and all of a sudden we're just sitting there. So yeah, that's basically it. But my suggestion is, as I said, try to figure out how you can introduce some risk or some unknowns into your daily life or to your job, so that you get back to that state where you're not 100% sure how to do something, but you're curious about what's going to come next. Because if everything is very routine and very predictable, it's very easy to stay there forever, because that's going to be your instinct. But to get away from the boredom, you need to break that cycle, even just a little bit. Have a great day.